Namaskaram. Welcome to day 65 of the Safe Soil journey. So, yesterday we were looking at how Upayoga can be such a powerful practice to start with, and this is something which anyone can make use of. It's even available on the Sadhguru app for people to make use of. So, today I thought we could explore about Angamardana and how one can benefit from the same. So, this is one of the more popular practices in Isha because a lot of us are looking for physical benefits like strength, flexibility, energy levels to increase energy levels. So, something which is dynamic, and this is one practice which can fit the bill because this is something which has its origins from the ancient martial arts, like the science of, you may have heard about Kalaripayattu. So this is something which is derived from the martial arts Kalaripayattu, and this works specifically on the ligaments or the synesis of the body. So if you can strengthen these, if these ligaments are strengthened, then you will see it builds a different kind of strength and tenacity in the system. So Angamardana works on that. Generally, if you do gymming, you will see that you may build muscles, and once you build muscle, you will see that it can also lead to loss of flexibility, because when you have bunched up muscles, it's difficult for you to bend because the body becomes so stiff. But with Angamardana, you can build the muscle strength without losing the flexibility of the system. So that is something which is possible with Angamardana, especially if you are looking how to improve the flexibility in the system, and looking for a dynamic practice. It just takes about half an hour to 40 minutes to practice on a daily basis. And if you're not someone who prefers going to a gym to work out, if you would like to work out at home itself, then this is one practice which can definitely assist you, because it's like the yoga, it's an equivalent of a, you can call it like the yogic gym, which just requires uh, you know 6 by 6 space or 6 by 3 space. That's all you need at home to practice this Angamardana on a daily basis. You may have also come across Sadhguru's video where he was sharing how Angamardana practice has kept him in good stead, because he had been practicing this from his childhood, and that has helped him go through various rigors of life. So this is a very very powerful practice, and many of them have shared about their experiences doing Angamardana, and how they enjoy doing this practice. And one thing with Angamardana is that you can, as you gain strength and as your flexibility improves, you can also increase the speed of the practice. So you may have come across videos where people are doing the Angamardana so fast that they can finish the whole sequence of Angamardana in just about 25 minutes. But when you start with the practice, you may take more than 45-50 minutes to practice this, and eventually as your body gets used to it, you may see that the timing can be reduced, can be brought down. And one thing which you will notice out of the Angamardana is that in the initial stages, you may see that that it stretches each and every muscle and ligament in the system. So it may be quite for some people it is quite painful in the initial stages of learning, because they discover so many different kinds of muscles which they had never experienced before. It brings forth pain and many things because they have not used these muscles from such a long period of time. And it starts off like that for many people, but as they continue doing the practice, they don't give it up. Then it becomes like blissful after a period of time. When they just do the Angamardana practice, it just rejuvenates them in such a big way. So even if initially you feel that this is something difficult, don't give it up. And we have seen even people over 60 years of age, they have been able to practice this, and they're continuing to practice. So age is not a constraint as long as you're open and willing to make this a part of your life. The minimum age to learn this is 8 years. So if you have children over 8 years of age, they can also learn this at an early age and build strength and tenacity in the system. So this is a very good practice for children to start off with. We have been teaching this in our Srishti residential programs, and we have seen that many children, they are flexible enough to get to the perfect posture, and they're able to do this practice very well. So even children can learn this, and adults, as I said, there is no age restriction. Only thing is that if you are having some sorts of injuries like spinal injuries, or blood pressure, or any other chronic ailments, or any serious ailments, then it is best that you consult your physician or your doctor before you attempt such a practice, because based on your condition, everybody's condition may be very unique, and unless you know your doctor evaluates what is your current situation, they may be able to judge and say whether you are able to take up any physically intense practice or not. So if they allow you that that your condition is suitable for taking up any physically intense practice, because this is one of the more intense practices, and if they say that it is possible, then you can get in touch with the hatha yoga teacher nearest to you and see if you can learn this. It cannot be learned online. A lot of us have asked us, can this be made available online? But as of now, Sadhguru hasn't made this available online, and he mentioned that it should be taught only in person. So so we have been only teaching this in person. So you can get in touch with a teacher nearest you. There are hatha yoga teachers across the world. If you're based in Bangalore, then we also conduct these programs once in about 4-5 months in Bangalore. So you can even make use of the same if you're doing that. We if you go to our website yogire.com, you will find the link to the Angamardana program, and you can even fill up the inquiry form, so that whenever the program happens next, we can update you and you can take part in that. So please see if you can make use of this. And those of you who have been practicing Angamardana, if you can share how your experience has been, what benefits you have noticed, and how regularly you have been practicing Angamardana, it would be wonderful to hear from all of you. We have come across sharings where people have been practicing Angamardana non-stop for more than a year, and it has transformed them completely, and they don't want to give it up for whatever reason. So this is something which is phenomenal if you can just do it consistently. And there is also an option where, if time is a constraint for you, you can even break down the practice and do it in steps. So a hatha yoga teacher would be able to guide you in terms of how to do the same, where, because there are different sets of Angamardana like squatting, sitting, lying down, standing postures. So there are different types of postures, and one can even practice them separately. So that is also possible. So time should not be a big constraint for learning this practice. If you just have about 45 minutes or so on a daily basis to invest, then you can see how you can learn this practice. And if you have been practicing other hatha yoga practices as well, then you can also see how to manage these practices if time is a constraint, by alternating between the practices, or managing your time by consulting a hatha yoga teacher from whomever you have learned. So please see if you can make use of these practices, and share how your experience has been doing these practices. Above all, what Sadhguru mentions, that this works on the energy system. So just by doing the Angamardana, you can see how you can enhance the energy system in the body, which can pay off in a huge way. So a lot of people have also experienced that just after doing Angamardana, when they do yogasanas or other subtler hatha yoga practices, they find that the practice becomes much more powerful, and it's a good preparation before they get into more subtler forms of hatha yoga. So we would be happy to hear from you how your experience has been, and hope that in this last leg of the Safe Soil journey, all of us can pitch in whatever way we can, and amplify this, so that these last 30 days or so, we can make it happen in a much bigger way. And I'm awaiting the series of events which are going to start off in India in June, where when Sadhguru will be around here. So those of you here, please see if you can register for those events. If you go to safesoil.org/events, you will find Sadhguru's schedule, which all cities he'll be visiting on which dates. So please see if you can make use of the same and come to these events, be a part of them along with your friends and family. Namaskaram.